All right, so there went the Milo fertilizer. Now let's put the Academy summer fertilizer out on the area down on the bottom side. Hey, Pete, GCI Turf, and look what I got. Soil test. We're doing a little comparison out here on the test plot with the Milo Milorganite versus the Academy fertilizer. And again, you know, I don't want you to think I'm beating up the Milo. Okay, I'm a pro guy. I do it every day for a living. Been doing it for a long time. Just now learned this year about the Milorganite. So I don't know anything about it. So hey, the Bible says prove all things. So I'm going to prove it. I'm going to prove whether or not it's something I would want to use. Okay, and there's only one way I can do that, and that's by comparing it, putting it out on a section of turf, getting a soil test on it, and see how this product affects a soil test, how the nutrients go up and down, or I want to see what it does on paper, right? And then also what I'm looking at is with these two things right here, these eyeballs, I'm going to look at the visual difference and see if there's any visual difference between the Academy fertilizer, which is down that way, and the Milo fertilizer, which is up here. Now I know what the Academy is going to do because I've been using it on my yard for 4 years now. So I'm very well aware of what's going to happen back here, but I'm putting that back there beside the Milo to show you. Now, at the end of this year, we may not see a hill of beans difference. I don't know. Like I said, I ain't used the Milo until this year. So I don't know. We're going to find out firsthand. I'm going to show you. I'll show you these soil tests in a second. I'm going to throw these over here. So them right there beside we've been playing ball back here. And you know, another little kind of somewhat test we got going on. These 3 strips right here. 1, 2, 3. These guys are being cut at 3 inches. I'm cutting them at 3 inches. The rest of everything else is at 4.5. Now, one thing I want to point out right here, see all this yucky, all this brown? Let's get down in there. You can't see it real good right now because the sun has went in, but when the sun's blaring on this, you can really see it good. But look down in there. Look at all that brown down in there. Woo! She's stressing out like a big dog, boy. I mean a big dog. Look at this. This right here is one of the very first things that you can tell. Look at that leaf blade. See how it's curled up? Hopefully you can see that. See how the tip of that blade's curled up? See how the end of it's starting to turn brown? Well, what happens right, let me find a good one right here. I want to show you. Ooh, there's a good one. Look at that. She's already brown. Well, Pete, why does that happen? Why is that stuff turning brown like that? It ain't supposed to turn brown. Well, when it goes for 3 weeks, and we have had a very, very unusual, I don't even know if I want to call it a spring. We ain't really had one. We ain't had no rain in a while, and it has been unusually, brutally hot here in North Carolina. I don't know what it's been for you, but it's been hot here. So what happens is in this you've heard me talk about it. Let's get over here where we cut it the right length. Look at the difference over here. Look at that turf. Now this is the Milo side. Now I will say one thing, the Academy side is not a heck of a lot of difference in color. The Academy side is a touch darker, but it is considerably thicker and dense. I mean, it ain't even a comparison. You'd have to come by and check it out yourself if you don't want to take my word for it. Now, let me say something about that right quick. I was just joking. Don't you ride by my house. Let me tell you something that happened. I don't know who it was. I have no clue who the guy was. But he was riding down my street, looking in my yard, wasn't paying attention. I guess he was gazed and affixed. I don't know. a fixed and a gaze, I don't know. He was just dialed in, run slap dab into the neighbor's mailbox, run it slam over. So I'm just joking. When I say you can come drive by my house, I'm picking with you. I mean, don't take me serious. That's just a figure of speech. So you stay where you at and I'll stay where I'm at. Okay? So back over here. Now look at this blade right here. Look at that nice and flat. Well, it's actually got a touch of curl. Well, that's down here at the collar. You can't look at that. I pulled it off too low. That's the collar. But for the most part, hey, these blades are flat. Look at that. That's a nice flat grass blade. Look at it across there. Now I do need to sharpen my blades. I'm gonna do that on the next mow, so don't beat me up. Been busy. Sorry. Look at there. Look at how dense and thick that is. And look at that grass blade right there. Look how good and healthy that looks. Well, the reason is because I've been cutting it at 4.5 inches. It's actually got some hydration to it, okay? Well, what happens here is the water is held in this blade right here. Remember transpiration, osmosis, all that good stuff? This blade right here houses the water. And let's go back over here to this 3-inch cut. Look at the difference. You can see a line right here. Look, there's your line. Look here. Nowhere near as much stress. This has got a little, I think a lot of this you're seeing is the tips of the grass where I need to cut it. Look at all that brown in there. This stress right here is the same as that stress over there. See that stress on that little strip right there? See that? It's turning brown and blue, kind of a blue grayish tint. That's how you know that's the beginning stages of stress right there. Well, look how this grass blade right here. Oh gosh, boy, you've heard a lot of people call it needling, like a needle. Look at that. See how it's curling up? Well, that's the first sign this plant right here is going into self-defense mode. Okay, God put a defense mechanism in this stuff. And what it does is it starts depleting the energy, depleting the water, the nutrients at the top of the leaf, and starts going all the way down to the leaf because it's sending that nutrient, it's sending that water way down in here to the crown of the plant. Okay? I don't know if I can get down in there and show you a crown. Let's see right here. Right there right as it goes into the dirt. This section right in here is the crown. That has to stay alive. If this crown dies, it's gone. It's dead. That plant's dead. Chances with fescue anyway, chances are it's not gonna come back. So here's the mower. Ooh, boy, I got off subject. I'm bad about that. That's why my videos are so long. So already we're starting to see a major difference between cutting fescue at 3 inches, cutting it at 4.5. Let's walk down here to the Academy side. Ooh, yeah boy, look at here. Let's check out this turf. I don't know, man. It's going to be very difficult for you to rewind the video and watch me run my hand over that Milo side, and then you come right here and watch me run my hand. You can't tell if it's thicker. I don't see how you can, but you just have to trust me on it. It's considerably thicker, dense, thick turf. I like it. All right, so here's my testing I got back, and basically all this is going to be is our baseline. Okay, this is kind of be our guide for the year. I took these tests. This is the Soil Savvy. Here's the Spectrum Analytic. Took both of them before the first application of Academy and Milo. I think that was back in February, maybe. No. Right here. It was tested on, I sampled it on 3/25, January, February, March. So about end of March is when we started this. All right, so here's your Academy, Milo, Academy, Milo. Of course, this ain't got the top on it because it's got my address and all on it. I cut all that off. This is the Academy. But to start, pH for the Milo and Academy, they're both coming in at 4.8. And you can kind of see the bar graph on both of these. They're pretty much identical. You can see I'm real low in phosphorus, man. This neck of the woods, we don't have a lot of phosphorus in the ground. That's why we use it. Other places around the country, you might have a lot of phosphorus and may not require as much, but we don't have much here. So we have to supplement. But everything on these two bars are pretty much equal. So we got a good, even baseline we're starting with. All right, now over here on the Soil Savvy, now for those of you who've been following this, in the first video I made mention, I said verbally that I took the sample from one area, but after going back and reading a little bit, I actually mixed up from each bag, you know, a handful of stuff and put it in that little cup or whatever. So it honestly did not come from one location. It was more of a mixture of the whole area. So these two are pretty close. Reading a little bit high in, so good gosh, man, my sulfur's off the chart back here. Look at there. You know what? That answers the question. My well water was kind of high in sulfur. So I guess this area is just high in sulfur. All right. You can see here still the Soil Savvy showing a pretty low P phosphorus. Everything's pretty much lining up is the point. The parts per million and all that are pretty much really, really close. The only thing that concerns me is the Soil Savvy is showing it a 4.3 pH. Okay, of course that's low. I got a 4.9 over here, and then the Spectrum Analytics at a 4.8. I would have thought that would have been a little bit closer than that, simply because pH is read on a 10-point scale. So I would have thought they would have been a little more closer than that, but they're not. No big deal. I'm not going to touch the pH. I'm not going to do anything to that. This entire year is strictly to, I want to see how the dirt is affected with the Milo using both soil tests, and I want to see how the dirt's affected with the Academy. So I've actually pulled the second soil sample. Okay, I've removed the cores. I'm going to send those off tomorrow, and then the next video I'll have these same soil tests out here with a second set of soil tests, and then we'll compare and see how the nutrients have went up and down. And what I'm comparing is that would be from the first application, from this 325 application. And then we'll do another soil test in about a month, and we'll compare all three soil tests and see how it fluctuates, how it goes up or down, does it affect pH. All that stuff is going to be on paper, so I can see visually some numbers and some agronomy behind it. And then we're going to keep an eye on this throughout the year. Oh, look, I think I caught the camera just right. Look, see right here? I don't know if you can see it. See that line? There's the line right there. There's right through there. You can see the color change. It's slight. It's not a lot. It's slight color difference. I don't think it's enough color difference to make a hill of beans difference, but considerably thicker, considerably. So anyway, that's where we're at with all this. I just want to give you an update. So to recap, Milo, and hey, you know what? I didn't think about something, but the Milo application, it recommends 4 a year. I think it's Memorial Day, July 4th, Labor Day, Thanksgiving, I think, if my memory serves me correct. But now remember, we done an extra Milo app on 325, plus I did one today. We're close enough to Memorial Day, and plus I got rain coming next week, cooler weather, so I wanted to go and get it down. So the Milorganite's getting a touch of an advantage because we're doing the 5-step program with Milorganite instead of the recommended 4-step. Of course, the Academy program is only a 3-step fertilizer program. So anyway, we got all that done. Next soil test has been taken. Going to send it off. And when I get the results back, I'll just do a video strictly on that to show you where we're at, how the two compare, and what's going on. So hey, you better get your water right. Look at that. I'm probably going to hook my well up and put one of my big league sprinklers out here, and I'm going to probably start nuking this if we don't get some rain next week. We're supposed to get a little rain next week, actually a lot of rain, so maybe it'll come on. But anyway, hope you have a good one. Check you later.